Dear students, come back to our history class for standard 10. Today we can study lesson 2, that is growth of nationalism. In this lesson we can study about the various factors that are promoting the growth of nationalism, and under this category we can discuss about the role of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule, and at the same time the role of press. And next we can discuss about the precursors of Indian National Congress, and then it is time to discuss about the formation of Indian National Congress. And in this lesson we can study only the first two sessions of the Indian National Congress. And let us start our lesson. Students, now we can discuss about the growth of nationalism. At first, we can discuss the factors leading to the growth of nationalism. Under this portion, we can study the socio-religious reform movements. In this category, we can study about two socio-religious reformers, Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule. At first, we can study about Raja Ram Mohan Roy's contributions. Here gives some important contributions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. They were: he founded the Brahma Samaj. Brahma Samaj, it was earlier known as Brahma Sabha, and it was started in the year 1828. And he was against the rigidity of the caste system. He started campaign for the abolition of Sati and Parda system. We know that Lord William Bentinck, the Governor General of India, passed a law in 1829 making the practice of Sati illegal and punishable by law because of Raja Ram Mohan Roy's effort. And at the same time, Raja Ram Mohan Roy condemned polygamy, and he discouraged child marriage and advocated the right of widows to remarry. The next important person we can discuss now is Jyotiba Phule. Jyotiba Phule, he was another person who was an urban educated member of a so-called low caste. But his contribution to our society was great. And he established a school for the untouchables. He founded the Satyashodhak Samaj in the year 1873. For what purpose? For securing social justice for the weaker sections of the society. And at the same time, he worked for the education of women. And he promoted widow remarriage and wanted to liberate the oppressed classes. And the next important factor that promoted the growth of nationalism was the press. Now we can study about the role of press. Here we can discuss the names of some important newspapers during the period. Amrit Bazar Patrika, the Bengali, the Tribune, the Pioneer, the Times of India, the Hindu, the Statesman in English were some of the important newspapers and journals during that period. The message of patriotism and modern liberal ideals of liberty, equality and freedom spread among the people due to the role of press. and it carried on daily criticism of the unjust policies of the British government. And the press made Indians aware of what was happening in the world. Now, it's time to discuss about the precursors of Indian National Congress. Two organizations were considered as the precursors of the Indian National Congress. They were East India Association and Indian Association. East India Association was founded by Dadabhai Naoroji in London in the year 1866. This association provided information on all Indian subjects to British citizens and members of the Parliament, that is British Parliament. That was the importance of this association, East India Association. And the next important precursor of the Indian National Congress was Indian Association. It was founded by Surendranath Banerjee. And it was an association. It had so many lawyers, professionals and educated middle class as its members. This association had branches in Bengal as well as in towns outside Bengal. So, East India Association by Dadabhai Naoroji and Indian Association by Surendranath Banerjee were considered as the precursors of Indian National Congress. And the next important one in this lesson was the formation of Indian National Congress. We know that Indian National Congress was formed by A.O. Hume. He was a retired British member of the Indian Civil Service. And he wanted to set up an organization that would draw the government's attention to the administrative drawbacks and suggest means to rectify them. And what were the immediate objectives of the Indian National Congress? First one, to promote friendly relations between nationalist political workers from different parts of the country. Second one, to develop and consolidate the feelings of national unity irrespective of caste, religion or province. Then third one is to formulate popular demands and present them before the government. And the final one, last one, to train and organize public opinion in the country. These were the important aims of the Indian National Congress at its beginning. And now we can discuss about first two sessions of the Congress. The first session of the Congress was held at Mumbai or Bombay under the presidency of W.C. Banerjee, and it was held in the year 1885 at Bombay. And the second session was held at Kolkata or Calcutta in the year 1886 under the presidency of Dadabhai Naoroji. In this lesson, it is important to study about the first two sessions only. So, you have to keep it in mind. First session 1885 held at Mumbai, presided over by W.C. Banerjee, and second session happened in the year 1886 at Kolkata and presided over by Dadabhai Naoroji. Now, we can stop this lesson. Let us conclude this lesson. In this lesson, that is in this growth of nationalism, we discussed about the factors promoting the growth of nationalism, then precursors of Indian National Congress and the formation of Indian National Congress. Okay, thank you students.